This is so exciting. Welcome back. Today we're going to be trying on a full face of Merit. I have every single item that Merit offers and I haven't tried a lot of them, so it's gonna be some first impressions, but I really wanted to see what a full face of Merit would really look like, especially since I heard from one of my subscribers that Merit is coming to the UK. So since a lot of people will be able to enjoy Merit very soon, I thought it would be great to try all these on and show you guys what everything looks like all together. I also thought it would be fun if we did a lipstick try on. I have all but one shade of their tinted lip oils, and then I have all but one shade of the signature lips. Please subscribe if you are not already, and let's get into it. Starting off first with the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I have never used this before. It has a very interesting look to it. It looks like separated at first, and I know that's on purpose because they tell you to shake well. The Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum with niacinamide and hyaluronic acid is supposed to be a lightweight biphase serum that quickly hydrates and visibly plumps skin while helping to leave it calmer, visibly brighter, and more even looking over time. It is for normal drying combination, so it's not meant for my skin type. I just want to put that out there. I have oily skin and I was not on this list, so if this does not work for me, we know why. I have heard Amanda Z on YouTube talk about how much she loves this product, so I've always been curious about trying it and see what it looks like on the skin because it looks really beautiful on her. Okay, I shook it really well. It says massage 2 to 3 pumps onto skin before or after moisturizer in the morning or twice a day. Okay, before or after moisturizer. Do I have a moisturizer here? I moisturized earlier. Since this product says in the directions that it needs to be integrated with moisturizer in some way, we're going to grab this e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, and I'm gonna put that on first. Okay, and now 2 to 3 pumps of Merit. It's very liquidy. It feels very soft and kind of like you put on an oil, a face oil. I don't notice the scent or anything, but I can't smell that well. So don't take my word for it, but I don't notice any. Do we look glowier? I would say so. I only did 2 pumps. I'm gonna take a 3rd pump just so we can show how instant that glow is. Yeah, okay. It's definitely adding glow and it feels a lot like a face oil. I'm pretty sure that it's designed to work with their foundation the best. Obviously that would make the most sense, but I will have to keep trying it to see how that affects other foundations that I'm more familiar with. But we are gonna be doing 2 first impressions here, one on the primer and one on the foundation itself. But since they're designed to work together, I think that that's okay. The primer all over it. This is their foundation. It is the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. Is a buildable lightweight complexion stick that can be used as a foundation or a concealer for easy, natural looking coverage on the go. The coverage is medium, finish is natural, and formulation is a stick. And I got the shade Dune. I always worry about picking up a fair shade in a stick foundation. I don't know why, just from experience of picking them up, they're usually too light. This is meant for light skin tones and I'm usually between light and fair, if that helps anybody. So I have swatched this once, but I have not tried it on. Just gonna zoom in a little bit. I don't know how much to put on, so let's start with that. Okay, that's one quick layer. It has significantly taken down my redness and evened out my skin tone. I want a mirror so I can get a closer look here. I think it does pair very nicely with their glow serum because I can still see that glow underneath this foundation. It did not cover that up, which I really like. I want to go over the areas that I need more coverage in, but I just wanted to give a quick look at how the skin is looking. I actually really enjoy this finish. So I would say that it is living up to its claims currently. So now I'm going to go back in, give myself additional coverage where I need it, where I have more redness, and then I'm going to use it as my eye primer as well. And yeah, we'll be right back. I'm really happy with this coverage level. I do agree that it is medium. From the beginning, you could see how much redness I had. I just did a face mask this morning, and those usually leave a bit of redness afterwards, and this has completely covered that. There's a tiny bit peeking through on my nose and chin, but that is totally normal for me. And I'm still glowy underneath from that primer, and it has not creased that I can tell yet. It hasn't creased anywhere, even on my eyelids yet, which is impressive. And I really like this brush to blend out this product. It's dense but still loose enough to be able to really work in the product. Overall, really impressed so far. From what I can tell, the Merit foundation stick doesn't claim to be for any one skin type, so it should work for my oily skin, but we will see. And I also want to try this eventually without their primer, just to see if that makes a difference in longevity, but for today's purposes, I just wanted to see what a nice full face looked like. So moving on, for brows, I have the volumizing pomade in the shade Blonde. That is not the side I thought you opened it on. I thought this would be the top and this would be the, yeah, anyway. I like that it didn't pick up a ton of product on the brush. I hate pulling it out and having the brow products just have way too much product on them and I have to scrape it all off everywhere. It's a mess. So this one does not do that. That's great. I usually go for a shade like a taupe shade, but this blonde shade looked like it would work. Okay, I really like the way it's fluffing up the brows. So here is with the Merit Brow Pomade and here's without. I think it definitely gave me some volume and allowed me to place down the brows where I want. It's not giving me full impact in the back of my brows, but I don't have that many hairs there, so that's not its fault. That is where I would normally go in with a pencil to just correct the tails, which I might do if I have to. But I really like this pomade so far. I like the size of the applicator as well. So I think it did a really good job. I just want to fill in just those little scarce parts with a pencil or pen just so they look even. This brow doesn't have as much hairs towards the tails as the other one, so I'm gonna lightly even that out but try to keep as much of just this as possible. I'm gonna take the Perfecting Brow pen from Melt and just barely fill in the tails, so that I look like I actually have eyebrows that match. But this product from Merit did a great job at putting them in place the way I want, adding volume and a tint. I wish they had a pen like this so that you could just fill in the details. Okay, I just barely touched the tails so that they would be even on each side. All right, moving into the rest of the face, let's try out the Merit Bronze Balm, and I got the shade Clay. I read online that this was a very buildable product with very light coverage, so I did pick a shade up from what I should have gotten in the fair range, but I got the light color stick also because it was more of a contour color and that's what I prefer. I have used this once and it was very buildable and I drew it straight on the face, so I'm just gonna do that again. One thing I did notice is that it comes off much more warm toned on your face than it does in the stick. Here is a swatch compared to the actual product. I'm really gonna go in with that because I know how buildable this is. It looks like a lot, but stay with me. I'm just using circular motions to buff that in. Okay, so now that I have my nose the way that I want, I'm gonna take this Laura Mercier. It's the Ultra Blur Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. Merit does not have a setting powder, so I don't want to use too much of this. And I'm gonna just hit right here under the chin and between the brows. This whole time I have not fixed where I put that foundation stick on my eyelid, and it barely had any creasing. I'm really impressed for such a creamy product. That is quite shocking. I am gonna take just a little bit of that setting powder and I'm gonna dab this just a bit under the eye as well. I bet Merit would make a bomb setting powder if they decided to. I would love to see it. Okay, so I've only put powder right in the center and then on my eyelids and just below my eye, but the rest I have left alone. I like this way better than the original Laura Mercier setting powder, by the way. You can already tell that it is much more blurring, and I really love that they kind of upgraded this and bought into the blurring trend, because being blurred is, you know, nice. I looked down in the comments and a lot of you enjoyed Merit's new shade Apres, which is a berry toned shade from their new color editions. So I wanted to go in with that today since a lot of you really enjoyed it. I'm just dipping my brush straight into the product here and then applying to the face. The shade lightly applied all over the face is so pretty. I would typically grab Cheeky or Fox, but this is just really nice. I'm surprised how much I like it. It's just a bit brighter than I expected, but not in a bad way at all. I did a full review of all of the Merit blushes and swatched every single shade. I will link that below so that you can check it out. So I'm not gonna stay here in the blushes too long, but they are a buildable formula, very lightweight. They are really beautiful, have a radiant finish, and you can still see your skin through them. If you're fair like me, you can wear every single shade in the line. So just pick one that you gravitate towards the most if you wanna try this out. Yeah, if you want to see more about them and all of their swatches, please take a look at that other video that I have. Moving into highlighter, I have never tried this. It is the Merit Day Glow Highlighting Balm in the shade Cava, and it's different packaging than they normally do. They do a lot of the gray with the gold, but this one is in a white package, and I appreciate that all the packaging is slightly different so that I'm not confused like reaching for this or this. I know which one is which. This has a definite pearlescence to it. It looks really, really pretty. I don't want to draw this straight on because drawing highlighter straight on has never worked for me. It typically just removes my foundation. I'm gonna really build it up on my hand. That's what it looks like. And then I'm gonna grab that brush and just kind of swipe it all up there and dab it on. Okay, I'm not getting as much impact as I want, so let's try a different method. I'm going to wipe it directly on my fingers and then, oh yeah, okay, we figured it out. That is definitely the way to go if you want more impact here. Wow, that got bright, love it. It's a little slick, so I'm worried about how it'll dry down, or if it will dry down. But it definitely amped up the glow, as you can see right there. Oh yeah. She's glowing now. I feel like I could use just a touch more blush. This will help blend it into the highlighter too. Perfect. I absolutely love how the complexion is looking. I didn't know what to expect with a foundation stick. I've never had good luck with foundation sticks in my life, so this is definitely new to me to actually be really enjoying the way that this looks. I think my skin looks pretty close to perfect if you ask me. Absolutely no creasing. I'm very, very impressed with this product so far. Merit doesn't have any eyeshadow products, so what I want to try is to take that same Apres shade and just take some on my finger, and I'm just gonna dab it on the eyelid. I don't want it to be too pink, so I'm also gonna grab the shade Terracotta and do the same thing, because I want it to be more neutral but still have that same blush tone, so we can keep that kind of monochromatic effect. Yeah, that's much more what I was looking for. I think that looks really pretty. Now that I'm happy with that color, I'm going to take some of that setting powder and just dust it across the eyes. This is gonna take down the color a little bit, but that's okay. I just cannot not set my eyelids. It just won't work. This will definitely increase longevity. It's exactly what I wanted, just a little nice wash of color. So if you're wondering why I look a little different now, it's because I had to refilm the rest of that video. Once I got to this point in the video, I ended up getting a tiny bit of blush on my nose, and it was very distracting while watching all the swatches. I couldn't focus on anything else but that. So I really wanted to refilm that for you guys so that this is the best possible video for you. I redid all my makeup exactly the same way that it was before, and I'm gonna pick up where I left off, which was at mascara. I didn't do anything differently when reapplying these products. I even did the same exfoliating mask that I had done before I had shot this last video. So yeah, let's just pick up where I left off and then get into some really fun swatches. All right, Merit does have a mascara, and it is the Merit Clean Lash Lengthening Tubing Mascara. This mascara isn't as thin as like the Rare Beauty formula, if you're familiar with that one. It's a little creamier in a way. It does dry down really nicely. I did notice a few flakes after like 6 hours of wearing this, but I found that for those 6 hours it looked very nice. And I don't like this one as much as the Tower 28, which has been my go-to. It still had my lashes looking nice, it just doesn't have my lashes looking as curled by the end of the day or as volumized as I prefer. Anyways, enough rambling, let's try on this mascara. Okay, so there's one coat, and you can see that it's definitely lengthened my lashes a lot. It does give a little bit of volume, but I find that I have to build it up with a second coat to get more of the volume effect that I'm looking for. Here's the mascara all finished. So I did have some clumping there, as you saw me remove, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on this mascara. It's not my favorite. I like it, but I don't love it. So I think that the Tower 28 one is better than this one. So if you're trying to decide between the two, I would go with this one. I really like how this look has come together though. I will say it looks super nice as a full face from a brand. I think it really kind of gives off their effortless but still pulled together vibe that they kind of have. I think it's really cool. Anyways, moving into lips, I have every single shade but one in both of the Merit formulas. One is a lip oil and one is a more traditional bullet lipstick. I'm only missing one of these lip oils and I think it's the shade Au Natural. I didn't pick it up because I felt like it would give a very similar effect to if you mixed this with Marrakesh, and it wouldn't be deep enough for my pigmented lips anyway, so I just didn't feel the need to pick it up. And then I'm missing the shade 1990 from here. I bought it, but I can't find it. I've looked everywhere for it. I think it's in a different purse or a jacket pocket, or my mom has it or something. I don't know, but it's not here because I've looked everywhere for it. But it looks very similar to the Le Avenue shade, just without the berry tones. It's just gonna be a deeper brown tone, similar in deepness level of that tone. It's going to be a very similar lipstick. It's just going to not have those berry tones in it. So if you like the Le Avenue shade but you're looking for a more 90s brown lipstick, that would be the one that you would like the most. So yeah, let's jump into this. The Merit Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oils are the consistency of a lighter lip oil, and they do have a lot of pigment to them for a lip oil. They are described as a slick of sheer color infused with rosehip oil and shea butter for healthy looking lips all day long. They do have a shiny finish. They are hydrating but super lightweight. So this is the shade Bel Air. It is the clear shade. Next, let's try on the shade Taupe. This is my mom's favorite shade. On me, it's just like a hint of brown to my natural lips, which I really love. Next is the shade Pink Beat. Pink Beat is supposed to lean more cool. And here is the shade Marrakesh. This is the first lip I ever bought from Merit, and I loved it so much I had to get the other shades. Marrakesh and Pink Beat are very, very, very similar. They are almost identical in tone. Pink Beat here is supposed to lean more cool, and Marrakesh is supposed to lean more peach and warm, but they're pretty similar in my opinion. Here's a really fun orange shade. This is Terracotta. I know I said this in my blush video, but I'm really super excited to try this Persimmon shade next to Terracotta, which I just tried on, because they are truly made for each other. And I just think this would be a really, really fun look for spring or fall, to be honest. Oh, and summer. Oh, any of the seasons. This will just look good all the time. All right, time for my favorite shade, Sangria. It's described as a deep berry, but I don't think it leans too cool. This is like the perfect My Lips But Better shade on my personal lip color, and it is the one I use the most. And lastly, this is a really fun one. This is the shade Falcon, and it is a deep brown. It is the most interesting lip oil color I've ever seen. I think it would look beautiful on so many different skin tones. Okay, moving on to the signature lips. The signature lip lightweight lipstick from Merit is described as a sheer lipstick with a satin finish and the benefits of a lip balm without the heaviness of a traditional lipstick. There is squalene and sunflower seed oil, as well as papaya fruit extract and raspberry oil. It's a hydrating, buildable formula of sheer satin color that feels so lightweight you'll forget you're wearing it. Use 1 swipe for a sheer finish and 3 swipes for rich color. I definitely agree with everything they said. I think you can get so many different finishes with these. It is very cool and fun to work with. Merit doesn't have lip liners yet, but their lipsticks are easy to get a nice line, even if you don't have a liner. Let's go in order from lightest to darkest. First, I have the shade Baby, which is a neutral pink, and this one might be too light for me. I think that Baby is just a little bit too light for my lips. When used like all over, you can kind of see my natural lip peeking through at the bottom like I have a lip liner on almost. But what I don't like is when a lipstick is too light, it kind of like fades away in the center and then leaves, you know, more texture in your lips and kind of just has your natural lip peeking through. It's just not my favorite look, so I tend to pick something that is the same shade of my lips or darker. I don't usually tend to go lighter unless I'm just kind of adding like a light accent in the center or something. But this is beautiful. It's a beautiful shade. And I think a lot of people, this is going to be their favorite shade. It's not for me, but it is really, really pretty and can complement a lot of different looks because it's pretty neutral but still pink. So next I have the color Slip, which is a warm neutral, and this I actually find is okay for the color of my lips. It is a little light, but it is brown enough to kind of warm them up. I don't know, you'll see what I mean. See how this just kind of warmed them up, but it doesn't look quite as kind of like a mask as the last one did. This doesn't look like it's sitting on top of my lips. It looks like it's blended into my lips a little bit more. So I do like this one. This is a very nice like mid-tone brown. These are so moisturizing. I just want to go like this over and over and over. It's just so comfortable. They feel like a cushiony lip balm. Next I have the shade Millennial, which is a classic pink. Millennial is going to be a brighter pink compared to Baby, which Baby is a little more neutral. This color is just lighter than my natural lips, so it's a really good shade for me to go to constantly because it's going to look the most natural on my lips. Next, let's move on to Cava, which is a red orange. This is the shade Fashion. It's cool toned and a really pretty berry. I like that this is a berry, but it's not too bright. Big fan of this one. This goes with so many of their blushes and a lot of really fun, cool toned looks. Next I have the shade Tiger, which is a brick red. The shade's really unique because it is a brick red color, but it is a little more brown, so that it's a little more neutral. I think it's really pretty. I haven't really seen a lot of brick red lipsticks lean this color. The last shade I have is The Avenue. This is just the perfect shade for me. It's a little berry, it's dark enough. I love everything about it. I built this up quite a bit here, but you can take it down a little bit. If you dab some of this off, it takes down the opacity a little bit. I think it's just so pretty. This is my favorite shade in the bunch because I'm a fall lipstick color addict, so anything that is a bit darker is kind of for me. For the final look, I'm gonna come back with Fashion and top it off with a little bit of Sangria. Okay, you guys, this is the finished final look. What do you guys think? I'm super happy with how this turned out. I know I had to reshoot some things to make this all work for this video, and I appreciate your patience with me making this, but yeah, I just wanted it to be perfect and not be distracted by a dot on my face throughout the whole lip swatches. I'm really happy with how the makeup turned out. I think that a full face of Merit is absolutely gorgeous. I will be wearing this the rest of the day and can leave a note on how the wear was, but for just sitting here for about an hour, I think this is amazing. It isn't getting too oily, but it still looks really glowy, so I just hope that it continues to look this nice the rest of the day. I'll also leave a note down below on how the mascara wears and if it flakes by the end of the day. I'm super impressed with every single thing that I tried out from Merit today. I will have to keep using some of the new products that I just got a first impression on, but I'm very happy with all of these. I think that Merit's an incredible brand. I can't wait for you guys in the UK to get to try this out. If you can only pick up one thing from Merit, my recommendation would be either the signature lip or the lip oil. These are one of the most incredible lipsticks I've ever used, and this lip oil has gotten so much use from me throughout last year, so I just think you can't be disappointed by either of these. I've been super impressed with the foundation stick. I've used it quite a few times now, maybe 5 or 6, and every time I find that it looks really beautiful on the skin. It meshes in really well. I also really like their brush that goes with it. I think that this is one of those times where maybe getting the set with the brush is worth it. I was really able to work the product into the skin using that brush, so I would recommend maybe getting one of those sets on Merit's website that comes with one of the brushes, because I think that you'll be really happy with the application that way. I have used this with a sponge, but I don't like it as much as the brush, not nearly as much. So I am just really impressed with this product and will continue to keep using it. When I went over to see my mom, I asked her what she liked the most about my makeup that day, and she said she really liked the foundation. She thought that it looked very natural and well integrated into my skin. And then she also really enjoyed the brow product. So just in case you were wondering what other people thought or liked or felt was different about my makeup, those two things were her favorite. Thoroughly enjoyed using all of these Merit products today. I love their line and will get a lot of use out of many of these products. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. You're the absolute best for supporting me and following me here on YouTube. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me and can't wait to bring you more content. Tell me what you might be picking up from Merit down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.